Hello, everyone. Before I get started, I just want to make sure if everyone is able to hear me. So please let me know if um, you guys can hear me, see me, all of that. Okay, thank you, David. All right, so hello and welcome to Circuit Stream's Product Management Bootcamp Pitch Day. Today we're celebrating the amazing journey and graduation of our September 2025 product management cohort. Over the past few months, these students have sharpened their skills, taken on real-world challenges, and built solutions that highlight um, the creativity and mindset of true product managers. This event brings together an incredible mix of industry professionals who are here to hear fresh ideas and graduates ready to showcase their expertise. You're about to see some really innovative projects, smart strategies that our students have used, and problem solving skills that will help shape the products and experiences of tomorrow. So let's celebrate their hard work, their courage to pitch, and also the exciting careers ahead of them. A few things today before we begin. Today's event will be approximately 2 hours long. Though only our presenters and speakers and our industry partners can come up on stage to talk, all attendees in the chat are welcome to participate. So please feel free to ask questions, give comments, feedbacks, and anything else. Throughout the pitches, we will be playing some embedded videos, and these will be played at full volume on my end. But please be prepared to adjust on your own computer as we play the slides, since the volume will vary. And lastly, a reminder to our guest speakers, please make use of the moderator chat on the right-hand side for any sort of internal communication and general chat for anything else. So, hi everyone, I'm Mahnur. I take care of partnerships here at CircuitStream, and my goal is to help our job seekers in our career programs get a little bit closer to their jobs through helping them build their professional networks and ideally getting them hired. I've brought in some really amazing guest speakers today from different companies across the country. Some of them are hiring managers and some of them have more technical roles. And my hope is that this is an opportunity for everyone to network, connect, and chat more about the industry. At CircuitStream, our mission is to bridge the gap between learning and industry. And my role is to help students take everything they've learned and turn it into real career momentum. And it's really amazing what we do here at CircuitStream. Just a quick schedule of how everything will play out for today. We have the event kickoff, which I'll get into right away. I will then call up the career coaches and the instructors who have been with this cohort for the past 21 weeks. And then we have our industry partners who will come up on stage, give a brief introduction about themselves. And then finally, we will introduce the capstone project and then jump into the pitches. Each of the pitches are about 7 minutes long. And after the pitch, the guest speakers will join us and do some Q&A with the students. And lastly, once pitches are done, we will open it up at the end for a general Q&A. So a little bit of background about us. CircuitStream began in 2015 through a network of game developers, designers, and creators. We are now a leading provider of tech education in software development, product management, game design, game development, and our primary goal is to provide future-proof and industry-relevant skills for folks looking to pivot into tech, upskill, or learn about the technical aspects of the industry. Our secondary goal is to prepare our bootcamp students or bootcamp graduates now for jobs in their preferred industry through events, one-on-one connection, and engaging with our network of employer partners. Since our start in 2015, we have now educated over 50,000 learners, and we are constantly updating our curriculums to stay ahead of the curve. CircuitStream is also partnered with top universities across North America to provide tech education for our adult learners. Just a little bit about our career side of the program. In parallel to the technical program, we also offer the career program to help our students kind of make that shift into product management. This program provides ongoing support for students who are keen to start job hunting right after graduation to make sure that they're prepared to find a new job. Through this program, we are committed to supporting our students with their careers and professional development, as we take pride in providing opportunities and connecting our learners with industry partners and networks. For any businesses in attendance today, we are always looking to expand our network of employers who we reach out to for tech opportunities, sales opportunities, and speaking events that we have here. If you're interested in joining, please reach out to me. My email is up on the screen, and I would be more than happy to talk to you a little bit more about that. With that, could I please have Cecilia join us on stage and just tell us a little bit more about the career program that we have here at Circuit Stream?
Hi, Mahnur. Thank you so much. So, first of all, congratulations to everyone. As career coaches, we know how much work you've put in to Pitch Day. So, congratulations. I run one of the career labs. We have another career coach, Emma, who works with these students. With the career lab, we run these throughout the technical programs. So with career labs, we start supporting you right away. The purpose being that by the time you're graduating, you are more than ready to start applying for jobs. So you have your resume ready, cover letter ready, LinkedIn is ready to go, your digital presence is ready to go, your portfolio has been looked at and reviewed. And then we continue to support you through the alumni, with the alumni where you're supported for up to 180 days after, with job search strategy, repositioning, and also ensuring that we're meeting you where you're at, so that we're using your background to position you best for this market moving forward. It's such a privilege to work with students in this program. Thank you, Mahnur, so much.
Thank you so much, Cecilia. And yes, of course, Emma, our career coach, who has been working tirelessly with the students. She wasn't able to make it, but she has great things to say about all of the students that are presenting and everyone in our cohorts as well. I would now like to call our product management instructor, Upendra, to join us on the stage as well, and just tell us a little bit about yourself and then the cohort that is presenting here today.
Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, my apologies. I could not turn the camera on. But so, 21 weeks ago, this group of students walked into our classes, and of course, what they brought in was domain expertise about the areas that they were working in. But most importantly, what I really noticed about this particular group was the human curiosity about product building and product management in general. So for me, it's been a fascinating ride to see them all come in with a lot of ideas, but most importantly, the ethic. We've had fantastic attendance and engagement throughout from this group, and that's kind of reminds me of a quote, right? You know, everyone has same technology, but the people who really put the user at the center of things are the ones who make the difference. And that's been really true. Every single student in this group, most of the conversations in the assignments, the capstones, the class discussions, the breakouts was always not just about technology and trying to find a use for it, but it all started off with customers, their frustrations, their unmet needs, and that deeper understanding, right? So me, I'm really excited to see what the group has to share. I truly believe that with what they have learned over the last 21 weeks, they're more than ready to be fantastic product managers, and they're on the right. So, we're really excited to see what they have to share. Congratulations, class.
Thank you so much, Evandra. And our students absolutely love having you teach the course. They speak so highly of you. So thank you so much for everything you do for our students as well.
Absolutely.
All right, now we'll move on to our industry partners. So we'll get started with that. Can I please have Nafis join us on stage? Nafis, it's just going to be a green button at the bottom next to the microphone that says join stage. So if you're able to join the stage and share a little bit about yourself and kind of what you do.
Hey everybody, thanks for having me. Excited to see all your projects. Like I said, my name is Nafis Sheikh. I'm the director of product at chess.com. Long history in working in games, different companies like Zynga and Prodigy Education. Yeah, I'm super excited to see what you guys have to share.
Thank you so much. Could I please have Ray, our next guest speaker, join the stage and share a little bit about yourself as well? He's just getting ready to join us up.
Hey, folks.
Hi.
Can you hear me okay? Hi. Hi, everyone. My name is Ray. I'm a design program manager at Microsoft on the Microsoft AI team. Used to be at Meta, at CIBC, and a bunch of technology startups as well. So I'm just excited to be here. I've been in your shoes not too long ago, and I'm just happy to give back and see what I can do to help you accelerate your careers.
Thank you so much. And Ray is also a mentor with us, and he's been working with some of our product management students as well. So thank you, Ray, for being involved.
No problem.
Perfect. And lastly, can I please have Amber join the stage and share a little bit more about yourself as well, please?
Hey everyone, how's it going? First of all, many congratulations to all of you on graduating. I am Amber Goodrich. I am a senior AI program manager at Deliver. I've been in the intersection of technology when it comes to bringing ideas to life from a program management perspective. And I'm really excited to see what you guys have to offer today. I'm super excited about all of your pitches, so let's get into it right away.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much. And thank you for being here and joining us and watching our students present. All right, I'll just tell everyone a little bit about the product management course because we do have some leads here who are interested in being a part of our student platform. So the product management course is a 21-week bootcamp that is both online and project based. It has 5 hours of live classes per week, 2.5 hours of technical biweekly career labs, and then 10 hours of independent study. There are weekly assignments, in-class challenges, portfolio projects, and students have to complete a capstone project at the end of the bootcamp, which they're here presenting with us today. This bootcamp is designed for those interested in learning the essential practices of product management, from strategic planning and feature development to agile execution. The program's comprehensive curriculum is designed to provide a full spectrum understanding of the product lifecycle, ensuring that you are adept at guiding products from their initial conception all the way to their market dominance. And the product management is a great career opportunity with lots of growth potential. And that's why we have collaborated with the University of Toronto School of Continuing Education to offer this 21-week bootcamp that will take you all the way from a beginner to launching a career in product. So for the course outcomes, our bootcamp graduates emerge with comprehensive skill sets that prepare them for success. So through in-depth modules like product management foundations, students gain a solid understanding of the roles and responsibilities, how they navigate product development stages, and how they use data to inform strategic decisions. Graduates are also educated on market insights, product strategy, feature ideation and development, agile execution and team dynamics, product positioning and growth, data mastery and decision making, and then of course their career development, which we do through our career programs. So for their capstone requirement, students were asked to bring everything that they've learned in this program together, and the goal was to develop a mid to high fidelity prototype of a product using tool of their choice, and then taking it a step further by testing it with their potential end users. There were 3 major pieces to this project. The first one being prototype, which is making sure that the product itself was strong in terms of user experience and functionality. Second, we had the PRDs, the product requirement documents, which was a structured document that included an overview of the product, the insights, market analysis, roadmap, requirements, and then of course go-to-market strategies. And then lastly, they had the execution plan on how their team would align on the goals, define the scope and deliverables, manage risks, and create a clear communication plan. All these things together push the students to not only think like designers, but true product managers, balancing their vision, strategy, and execution. All right, so now with the exciting part, we have our students joining us today. First, we have Maria presenting, and she'll talk us through her project called Nintendo eShop. After, we have Nicole, who will talk about his project called Career Path Pro. And then lastly, we have Chaitanya finishing us off with CRISPR. With that, could I please have Maria join us on stage and start us off with our pitches?
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. Good luck, Maria.
Thank you, Manuel. So, hello, everyone. I'm Maria. I'll present a set of features to transform the Nintendo eShop into a community hub. Let's move to the next one, please. So I'm experienced working in marketing departments, doing some asset digital management and digital marketing. In here, I developed a keen interest in user research, quality assurance, testing, involving me into the roadmap creation. All of this led me to work on this transition into product management. This is my very first experience showcasing a PM focus project. Let's move to the next one. Thank you. So I've identified a platform friction within the Nintendo eShop. For the brand user relation, users can interact directly within the shop, besides playing together when you're using a console, or even seeing limited activity. It is very transactional focus, mainly around the switch to content, which usually hides non-switch to content, causing some browsing fatigue as it is very hard to discover new titles. To the next one. The heavy reliance on these big IPs makes it hard for users to find the indie titles. And the lack of modern community features makes the discovery process less natural than it is in other platforms. As well, some of these, as you can see on the screenshots, some of these big IPs take sometimes the 40% of the screen, which might vary depending on the display. Let's move to the next one. So for the target audience, these are adults who grew up with Nintendo but lack the time to search for new titles as a dedicated activity, because this might reduce their playing time. Usually they know what they like in terms of gameplay, style, design, stories, but they still like to try new things. They get exhausted if they need to, as I mentioned, dedicate extra time to search for titles. As well, the Nintendo region base for co-player was focused on couch playing. So in this way, the platform evolved in a way that makes hard to coordinate online gameplay within the platform. So therefore, the lack of social validation. Let's move to the next one. In the market insights, competitors have been leveraging in community validation for a very long while already. You can find these features very easy in the Xbox and PlayStation shops. In PC platforms, this is very advanced. You can see examples like Steam. We know that peer review actually validates the buying confidence. People are more likely to buy something they already know someone else already tried. Nintendo currently has around the 25% in market consoles, which means they have a very strong community that is already interacting somewhere else. They're not within the shop. And also we know that strong communities like this can transform platforms into community hubs. Let's move to the next one. In the user journey, I set it up in 3. Discovery via AI quality score, validation through this score plus the community input, and curation through stashes and wish lists. Let's go to the next one. In the discovery, users will see relevant information in community sentiment. They can see a like-dislike ratio, friends who have already played a game, and they can see if this game matches their play style. They will also be able to filter based on this score to identify titles that are more relevant to their taste. Let's go to the next slide. In validation, in game details, they will be able to start liking or disliking games. This will be measured in the match score, so they can see the actual compatibility with the game. they can save it directly into their wish list and share it from there. Let's move to the next one. In curations, they will have the ability to use established stashes, or they can create their own stashes in order to populate community metadata in the game details. As well, they can share a stash if they like with people within the platform, or sometimes outside, but this will be explained later on. So for the next one. So for the strategic roadmap, this is organized in 3 main pillars. The first one, which is the AI-powered discovery and personalization that will help identify relevant content for users. The second, the integrated community and social features will allow to increase stickiness into the platform by allowing users to share opinions and experiences directly within the eShop. And the third, a seamless cross-platform experience to make sure that this is consistency and accessible across the Nintendo touchpoints. The next one, please. So how this will be organized is in 4 different phases. The first one, that's the internal beta, is to basically set up the foundations of the AI and the foundations of the social features, the likes, dislikes, likes, reviews, very beta. In the phase 1, then the structured social validation can be released, so the AI can start learning from actual users, they can start interacting with it. And once some time has passed and people are starting this limited interaction, then we can move to the next part, to our open reviews. So you didn't see this on the, oh no, okay. So you didn't see this on the prototype, as this will be planned for later on. So the idea with this is that users can vent they can continue to vent on other social platforms. Once we implement the open reviews, they have been already keen to interact with the social interactions, and they won't text bombing or open reviews, as it happens once that they try this. And lately, we'll have the optimization running bi-weekly, just to make sure that everything is still working in order with this big release. Let's move to the next one. From the prototype testing, I was able to see that all testers instinctively search for the social features. Everyone checked the friends who played, they check the metadata, they already see the likes and the percentage of match of the game. 75% of them look for reviews, ask for them, see if there's anything that shows an opinion. And also 100% of them clicked or mentioned about the sharing options for the wish list. Everyone was super keen on having these shared with their friends or people who they usually play with. Thank you so much. So we can move to the next one. So for here, you can reach me on my LinkedIn and you can have access to this. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for presenting your super amazing project. With that, can I please have our guest speakers join the stage? And Maria, you can join us back up on the stage as well. Hey. Right. Maria is just missing that one.
This is a really cool one.
All right. Okay. Feel free to ask any questions that you may have about the project. And then also please give feedback to Maria about her Nintendo eShop.
Maria, good presentation. Thank you for sharing that with us. I'm curious, why did you choose this particular space to spend time on? What prompted you to think about this particular area? A lot of times when we try to determine what areas we should invest in our products, we usually have a set of criteria or a set of data that points us to a particular destination. that help us best understand problem sets or opportunities, stack rank them across the multiple different opportunities that we might have. What led you to this one?
Sure. So I'm a fan of video games. So I've been noticing that some platforms have evolved in reaching out to users, in building communities. However, Nintendo has a very strong community, and they focusing on immersive experiences, expanding their worlds, but they've been keeping users' opinion very aside. So I've heard from other players as well, like, hey, we cannot say this. I've been checking for years so far. Chats on Discord, on Reddit, or many places, boycotts to Nintendo because they don't listen to us. Things like this that I was very interested in see what was going on behind the scenes, because of course they still have a very huge market share. So it's not like a very direct impact at the moment, but I can see that from their goal to put smiles on people, it seems like there is a misgap with keeping the community hidden from the big lights in their shops. So that's what most caught my attention.
So there's conversations happening outside of the platform that
Yes,
you've tapped into, and ultimately you want to bring those conversations into the eShop itself.
that's right.
Cool, thank you.
All right. I have a question. Can you hear me? Can you hear me well now? I think I was having some microphone problem. Is it better?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. First of all, great presentation. I am more interested in the data points that you are looking into and putting AI on top of it and trying to identify the best games for yourselves as well as your friends and whatnot. So, um, yes, there were certain things like adding things to wish lists, following friends, and adding them to your stashes. How about there is this common way of get to know you kind of a survey that can personalize your search options as well as gaming in a better fashion. Did you get a chance to look into that kind of a scenario as well? Like
Sorry, can
every
you repeat the
application.
last? I'm hearing some echo on the back. So
Okay,
if you
so I
can
was just
repeat it.
saying, yeah. So if you download a fitness app, let's say, and when you begin signing up over there, it asks you a bunch of different questions like get to know you kind of thing, your height, your weight, and all those kind of things. I was just thinking from a product perspective, if people are to use this platform as a shop where they can get more personalized ideas as well as personalized, custom suggestions, that kind of a feature would make a lot of sense to be added to it. Did you get a chance to explore that? Or
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. I was actually checking on this as well. This is something that I actually added into my risky assumptions. That most of the players that we will have will already have an existing account, so we can track the history. However, this information is very relevant for new people that are entering into the community, because then it's going to be really hard to track back. So this is something that I'm really having into my risky assumptions on how to fix it for a different scenario. So yes, this is something that I definitely am having in mind, and this is something
that's
that I
good.
would like to implement later on a different part of the released for a specific target audience.
Absolutely. Thanks.
I wanted to ask, did you have like any opportunity to do like any research or surveys by any chance? I know you probably didn't have a lot of time, but I'm just curious. And if not, that's fine. I have some feedback for you regardless.
Yes, we had some interviews done
Mhm.
that changed my prototype quite a bit. However, I feel like I'm in a point where I could continue to do some rearrangement because the idea that I had previously changed because of some technical aspects that, to be honest, I'm not 100% sure because development is not my expertise.
That's
But
fine.
seeing those, I realized that the changes to stashes previously was thought as a collection kind of thing, but I was considering like, hey, they already people already need to pay for the subscription so they can have cloud space. So like how this would work if we're just creating multiple collections. So all of these had to be rearranged in
Yeah.
the prototype. So yeah, I'm definitely in a stage where I could still have some improvements. But also I'm not currently employed in Nintendo, so I lack of certain information that I find relevant to continue.
Yeah, that's totally fine. And to be honest, like so also even if you were employed there, you have to be crafty as well. So what do I mean by that? Let's take the Nintendo eShop, for example. That in and of itself is like a product vertical, and they probably have like 5 to 10 product managers on that team focusing on different features, right? And every sprint or every cycle, every PM is going to put forward 2 to 3 PRDs, right? Now you have to convince your leader, your manager, why should this, let's take this for example, why should this be funded? Why should we gather designers and developers to work on this specific feature? And one of the best things you can do is, or two things is one, to demonstrate the revenue gap lost by cart drop off, but then also research. Okay, so did you talk to people? Did you do surveys? Did you find in this demographic, I think it was adults, that they're commonly, dropping off? Are they dropping off for the same reason? And based on your research, does it support your hypothesis of using AI-driven recommendations? Because it can take hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars to push, this kind of update to the eStore. And it's not as simple as pushing, an update. There could be marketing that needs to be associated with it, like putting out a newsletter or an advertising campaign telling people like, hey, like we have AI suggestions, and how might that, play into the funding angle of it. But also as a PM, you also have to think about kind of the public reception of it. Will people react well to AI being used in the store? Like, what does that mean for indie games or games that don't have a lot of marketing? How do you account for that as well? So I'll take it back a step. Basically, using research to justify your thesis to make sure that you are putting something forward that actually makes sense and can get funded, right? To be honest, a lot of organizations skip that step. A good PM knows the value of research. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you so much. Very appreciated.
No worries.
Thank you so much, all of our guest speakers, for all your questions. And then thank you so much, Maria, for presenting. If I can please have everyone leave the stage, and Nicole, please join us on the stage as you are presenting your project called Career Path Pro.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Hello.
Malhotra, and currently I'm in my transitioning phase from mechanical designing and programming to the industry of product management. So, this is an AI career copilot app, Career Path Pro, which helps in navigating career with confidence. Next slide, please. With AI, professionals can get right guidance, which makes the journey much simpler. Next slide, please. So, what's the problem in there? People feel disconnected during the job hunt journey because it is scattered, still unsure if you could get hired or not after all the hardships you've done throughout your journey. Next slide, please.
Welcome to Career Path Pro
Not this
is
one.
so exciting. Your career journey is split into 7.
That was the slide 4. Value proposition, please. Yeah, thank you. So, what makes this different? Intelligent match scoring, skill gap identification, resume and interview optimization, continuous coaching, and feedback loop is what makes our app stand out from its competitors. Next slide, please. So, the underlying magic. This is where our app does the magic. We help you become the right candidate for the job. So the other apps or the other competitors, they might get you hired by optimizing your resume, but they will not tell you how to do your job. But we will guide you to be your perfect person for the right job. Next slide, please. Our business model. The whole business is divided into three categories: the freemium version, B2B, and the Pro tier. The freemium version is for everyone. People can use it as they like, but there are limitations to all the features. The B2B version is specifically designed for universities, colleges, and special cohorts. And the Pro tier is for every individual who wants to pay for use to use the unlimited uh, features of the app. The next slide, please. So what is our market plan? So this is nothing concrete as of now, but this is what I have decided to do with my app. It's by 2026 quarter four to make a minimum viable product, and by 2027 quarter two, do the experimentations, have the user interviews ready and the improvements, and by quarter three of 2027, the user growth. So we would like to help our app grow with its users by the quarter three of 2027. Next slide, please. So, who's our target market? Early career professionals and recent graduates are going to be the hot market for this app, as they are the ones who are looking for the job, continuously looking for the job, and they are the ones who need guidance and coaching just to get the right job. Next slide, please. What are the growth stages of the app? So the first is going to be the make the product market fit. So this is where we are going to do all our research and make our product to be the perfect fit for the market. The second stage is going to be the growth phase, where we will be building our 10K to 100K users. So this is where all we will be doing all the experimentation, ideations, and we will be interviewing interviews. We will doing interviews for the users and getting those key insights from our users how to make this app more viral. The third stage is going to be the income generator. Obviously, if we have to do a business, we need to create some sort of income as well. So that is where we will be deciding. We will be doing our income generation from 100K users to a 1 million users. And stage four is going to be the building the moat out of this product, which is going to be the 1 million plus users. Next stage, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. So I have done some competitive analysis as well with Teal, JobScan, Razy, and I've placed my app Career Path Pro into it, and I've figured out that the whole idea is to stand out of the crowd by making the app affordable and easy to use. So some of the apps, they are way too difficult, the interface is too difficult to use, or maybe they are too expensive. they might be charging you $50, $60 for a monthly plan, or maybe $300, $200 for a yearly plan, which is not so pocket friendly. So the next slide, please. So what are the key metrics that we'll be tracking during the early stages and in the later on stages as well? So we will be tracking activation, acquisition, revenue, and engagement. Activation being the North Star metric, and focusing on reducing the churn rate is the intended goal. The next slide, please. Sorry, you missed the prototype.
Welcome to Career Path Pro. This is so exciting. Your career journey is split into 7 stages. Are you ready to kickstart your journey? Crafting a resume, analyzing your skills, and uncovering job matches are vital steps. Receive expert coaching, apply confidently, and ace those interviews. Impress in your interviews by uploading your resume. Have AI assess your skills when uploading your resume. AI evaluates your potential from the resume you provide. Identify your skill gaps and grasp the demand for your skill. Uncover your in-demand skills based on your resume analysis. Find your relevant job matches and explore new opportunities. View relevant job matches for your consideration. Explore job opportunities tailored to your resume. Professional coaching rates based on your job match. Our experts will guide you through, and you can track your progress. Track your job applications easily with our job application tracker. Prepare to excel in your interviews with our guidance. Receive interview prep guidance for a successful interview experience. Practice various tests and mock interviews for preparation. Access resources tailored to your needs to enhance your career journey. Experience the ease of a personal dashboard for quick access. Watch your career journey highlighted on a personal display. Thank you.
So that's it from my end. Thank you, everyone.
All right, if I could please have all the guest speakers join the stage and ask Nicole any questions and provide feedback.
So, question for you. This is like a brand new competitor platform that you're pitching, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you consider, like, I don't know, looking at an existing platform and seeing, like, what opportunities were there? Or was it like, I don't know, did you see a huge gap that you were just like, I got to make something by myself kind of thing?
Exactly. So, while deciding what to build and deciding how to do it, obviously the user prototype, the persona is really important, right? That is where you get the idea how to do the things. And I considered myself as the user persona while I was deciding what to do for my capstone project. So the idea was I was going through a phase where I was getting a lot of hardships while transitioning from my current role to the future product management role, and I didn't have any really key insights how to do it. No training, no coaching, and even just by applying to the jobs, all you get is sorry, you're not the best fit for the role. So that is when I did some research online, and I figured out that by like not having just the experience is not what you need. You should have the right skill gap for the role, and that is where I decided to do the product.
Okay. I'll just quickly echo some of the thoughts I had from the last session. Like, if you were going to use this as like a portfolio item, for example, or even in a pitch to an investor, like they're going to want to see like a sample set of data, right? Right now you have an anecdote, which is like your experience. if somebody was to invest like real money into you, like millions or even less, like they would want to know like, okay, the market is actually demanding this. Now, if it's just a portfolio item, it might behoove you to kind of look at an existing platform, because a hiring manager, what they would want to see is like, okay, can this person look at what exists and read between the lines and do research and like find an opportunity to like, drive more revenue or create a better user experience. I think if that's the case, if this is meant to be like a portfolio piece, but also an example of like real world work as a PM, like that would definitely be the direction you kind of want to go in with this. But overall, like I like the demo that you put together, and if it really does address that competitive analysis opportunity, then it could be really interesting. It's a competitive space though, so yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Just some general thoughts for me. I think if I were you, one of the things that I might just consider is really just focusing in on what the product actually does. I mean, I think there, you mentioned a lot of different things, but from a user's perspective, it's like, how does this actually help me? Like, what does it actually do? What is the heart of the product? I think you can explain maybe a little bit better or focus more on that part specifically, right? Ultimately, you want people to easily connect their specific problems to your platform and how your platform is going to help them solve that, right? So it's like, help me find a job, but okay, how, right? Like, what is it? What is specific about this particular platform that's going to do a better job than maybe something else that's a little bit more established or actually in market? So I think just again focusing in directly on the part of the product that's the like aha moment or the core parts of the product, I think would go a long way.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, like the whole concept was, during the whole career journey, I figured out the every app is fragmented. I mean, like it's in bits, right? So one app is good for resume editing, and the other app it's good for coaching, but you cannot find really everything into one spot. So that is what my key idea was in building this app, to get everything into one platform, so that the users, they don't really have to be scattered all over the place, and then they keep lose track, and they are like, okay, this is what job I applied to, but I don't know where the job is at right now, if I'm getting any interviews or no, do I need to do any follow-ups, and am I lacking any skills, where should I learn those skills? And that is where the AI does its job. It does the magic in it. Like the AI specifically guides you for that particular role that you're applying for.
I actually agree with Ray's comment when we talked about pitching it to someone else, out there. And I I helped build a company a similar kind of tool in the past, and I've shipped it out there. It made some success for sure. It got user adoption as well in the Middle East, but not so much in North America. So I think just as a feedback, um, the thing, if we are to launch, something like this in the market, you should be focusing on the user adoption. And even from a user adoption perspective, right now I can see that the app is catering to both B2B and directly to the customers, B2C market as well. Maybe start from one, B2B or B2C instead, because for these kind of things, it gets really tricky, first of all, and it gets uh, really difficult to scale when you are, doing B2C kind of scenarios. Yeah, first of all, getting users to use your applications is really hard. But if it becomes a success, scaling it to that level becomes a challenge. So B2B might be the way to go about it, reaching out to universities and whatnot. And that is what I'm speaking from my own experience. That is what the other company did as well. They reached out to recruitment companies directly, and the product was a hit over there. So I'm like, might as well. Uh, The the core differentiator in both of the applications, is the lack of uh, career counseling or career coaching in there. You had that part covered, and I really like it because that is something that gives an edge in your application. So good job.
Thank you so much, sir.
One thing I'll quickly add is like as a PM, you're often, especially at a bigger company, you're often focused on like one small part of like a
Mhm.
product, not necessarily the entire product. So, I feel like this presentation is more of like a startup company pitch rather than like a feature kind of like exploration or improvement.
Exactly.
And I would say someone who's hiring for a PM, like they want to be able to know that you understand the difference between those two things, and you're looking at what is important as opposed to like the entire forest. So just a thought.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for all your feedback. And thank you, Nicole, for presenting. With that, can I just get everyone off the stage just one last time as we have our next student presenting. So Chaitanya, whenever you're ready, please join us on stage.
Yeah. Okay. Can you all see me?
We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Okay. What's the problem? Okay. Just give me a minute.
Sure.
It's not accessing the camera.
That's okay. Why don't you start with the presentation and then hopefully by the end, it'll work.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Chaitanya. Today, I'm sharing CRISPR, an AI regulatory co-pilot that helps regulatory industries move faster without losing the trust. That's what the most regulatory industries need. In the next 5 to 10 minutes, I'll show you the problem, what I try to solve, and what product I built, and what I learned as an PM doing this. Next slide, please. Before getting into the problem, let me walk you through who am I and what's my background is. I'm from a pharma background back home, but by coming to Canada, I did my master's in administrative science and gained 5 years of experience by doing in different domains. I have 5 years of experience in product consulting, business analysis, and data analytics, and customer success. I'm a curious person to learn more about AI. I try to do experiment and explore AI. And with building CRISPR end to end, I learned that, okay, I can handle PM strategy and building AI products from end to end. I'm good at communication, and I'm good at I'm a great persuasive person. I can convert more of the skeptic persons into an advocates, where most of the AI, pharmaceutical industry is a kind of field where people are more skeptical accepting any kind of new change into the tech, or any acceptance is much more skeptical in pharmaceutical industry. So I think I can bring a change in that specific way. I'm an adaptable person to any kind of new environment. I did most of the certifications with, for example, AWS Early AI Adopter certifications from Databricks. I'm a quick learner and try to keep myself on a learning path. Next slide, please. When it comes to the problem, as I'm from a pharmaceutical industry, I'm trying to solve a problem specific to the domain. Most of the regulatory industry is slow, and it's costly and hard to trust. The reason, for example, any pharmaceutical person or any company who's trying to write a document, they need to check it against most of the regulatory guidelines and rules. For example, Food and Drug Administration, or for European industries, it's European medicinal agencies. So every country and every industry have their own regulations, and they need to just compare against those regulations. It's kind of more time consuming, and whether the current AI systems is not solving it, its biggest problem for the current AI systems, because it's been trained on huge amount of data, not specific domain. And current legacy systems are trying to solve it, but their complex system not specific to one area, because they're trying to solve the problems all at once. And traceability is one of the biggest problem. So when all the problems attack together, there is a huge rejection of regulatory submissions, and a delay in the drug approval process. It takes months to years, costing millions for companies. Next slide, please. I did user interviews before coming up to the solution, building the solution. The three important pillars mostly I came across is a time, trust, and the traceability. Time is the one they want to save in order to come up with a new idea and implement in a very short time. And the trust and the traceability are the supporting pillars in order to trust any of the solution that's addressing such particular problem related to the regulatory industry. Next slide, please. I came up with a solution where people can use with ease. Whenever any regulatory personnel uploads a regulatory document, the AI agent, it compares it against the rules and regulations of the compliance and gives you an audit-ready report with citations and source and ready to export. I did it with 10 professionals, tested, and most of them said they are satisfied with the product and use in their workforce, and which resulted in giving answers in 5 minutes compared to the 4 hours of time. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, I can walk you through the demo so that you can understand what I built. Can you expand the
Now
screen?
let me walk you all through the prototype. Typically, we start with the login page for authentication, but I'm already logged in. On the left, there is a review session where all uploaded documents appear. In the center, we have a dedicated area to upload new documents. Currently, it accepts only the PDFs, and these are checked for compliance. Once uploaded, the system identifies the gaps and highlights what need to be addressed. And if you have any questions, there's a chat button within predetermined guidance, and citations are also included to show the sources. The chat button is on to the top right corner, where you can just click on any of the predetermined questions, and it comes up with the citations where the information is being retrieved from, what are the documents being included. We have an admin panel for specific regulatory, where any of the organization who want to use any kind of specific guidelines from FDA, EMA, they can include whatever they want to include it to. So the organization review only the relevant rules. The rule shelf shows preloaded documents, active or inactive, and a regulatory alert session highlights new updates. And finally, gap reports offers clear analysis of what's missing. In short, this prototype helps ensure compliance and make document reviews efficient. This is pretty much about the prototype. Thank you.
Okay, the prototype that you were just went through, went so many iterations of the feedback from the customers helped me to redesign it. Initially, it was just displaying certain numbers and percentages, but I reiterated and attached it within color coding and with the tags. For example, if it is above 80%, it need to display as an audit ready with a green color. If it is below 80, it should be with an amber, within consult expert. If it is below 60%, need to be tagged as an unverified. So initially the user acceptance and usage was only 20% accepted by the customers, but by redefining it twice and thrice, and it helped me to improve the acceptance rate by 3.5x times. Next slide, please. When it comes to the market positioning, I compared it with the legacy systems and generic AI tools in the market, compared on a scale of ease of use and accuracy. As we all know, the generic AI tools being fed with amount of information, whatever is available in the market, not specific to the domain, that creates an hallucination risk. When it comes to the legacy systems like Viva systems, Clarivate, or Ikivia, and most of the companies, they're trying to solve it, but it's more complex for them to create a UX that is specific to the domain, and hiring most of an experienced regulatory professionals costs them a high chunk of amount, whereas a CRISPR would be specific to the domain, filling the gaps what need to be addressed to the domain, and with the ease of use and accuracy, it stands out top in the market. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, I built this product specific for the pharma domain because I do understand the pain points of them, but it's not just address one specific domain. It can be expanded to the other domains as well, wherever the regulations need. Any business has to follow some kind of rules and regulations, kind of medical devices, biotech, food safety, finance, whichever been suffering from these regulations. Where too many documents need to be passed, or too little time, or consuming most of the time, they can expand into their domain as well. For example, for compliance leads, rules change faster than the team can keep up, whereas the admin panel will, what I created, it has where the regulatory alerts being linked to the real time. So they have an up-to-date information. And the same thing, the medical writers need to juggle through all kind of regulations from the different countries. So one tool have an area where they can go through the regulations of all the nations. Next slide, please. So the thing I was trying to solve and different from the competitors, most of the things displayed on the UX is in plain English, and every answer has a source, whatever the retrieved answer being cited, and it has a separate one session. For example, when we see the gap analysis in a prototype, every session is recorded as a separate session. There is no premix when they are doing the search. And it won't make up the things. It only retrieves the answers from the documents which been uploaded into the retrieval system. So there is no kind of hallucination risk. Next slide, please. So as of now, this is a prototype, but if I'm thinking to make it as a startup or getting into the market, I would do premium first version and test it with 2 to 3 users and try to collect the feedback. What would the retention with the citations? What would the retention with an export of the documents? Calculating on the stuff, and launch and scale it to till 50 customers in the next 3 years. So next slide, please. So this is pretty much my 3-year plan if I pitch and make it into a startup version. For the first year, I'm just concentrating 8 customers, and by the year 2, I would like to go within 25, and by year 3 with the 50 customers. I'm hoping to have a gross margin of 85% and a churn rate less than 5%, and other metrics just next slide, please. Thank you. This is pretty much about myself. I lived through this problem. So what I learned through the bootcamp, how to build a product, ship, and understand users' pain points first, and making a clear strategy. And it equipped me to build a product from end to end. I'm currently looking for product manager positions where I can apply my knowledge, whatever I learned, to any domain which I've been interested in, or I'm open to any industry to adopt to. So thank you. This is pretty much about my presentation.
Thank you, Chaitanya. This was really great, and it was very well thought out. All of the little thoughts you put in with every single one of your parts. So thank you so much.
Thank
Can I have the guest speakers join the stage and give Chaitanya any feedback and ask any questions about the product?
I don't know what's the problem with camera.
That's okay. Technology sometimes gives us
It worked in the morning, but yeah.
it's okay.
I'm sorry, I'm a bit nervous. I don't know.
Great, all good, no worries. All right, guest speakers, take it away.
Hey, great presentation. Thank you. It was very well thought out presentation.
Thank you.
The deck was well put together as well. I guess my question is, why did you choose this? It sounds like you have a little bit of expertise in the space. I think general rule of thumb, working on products that you really like in areas that you really know is a great way to get into product, is having expertise already. And so I'm just curious from why you chose this.
Yeah, I did my bachelor's in pharmacy, and I've been worked through the problem back home. So I know before it used to be like what we say, it used to be trucks of papers before, when regulatory industries need to just prepare a regulatory document. With the advancement of innovation, it came up to a stage to 4 or 5 hours now. But with the advancement of AI, most of the industries, they adopt to the AI. But when it comes to innovation of drugs or any kind of medicine, it takes most of the time. With the innovation right now, what we are seeing in the industry, I think AI can help in every possible way, and most of the population can get a benefit of it. If we get more of the innovations in the medicine, I think most of the diseases which not been cured from long time can be cured. And one of the, what we say, just a block for a drug approval is a regulatory submission. In order to remove that block, make it as easy as possible, AI could be an enabler over there. So I thought, yeah, most of the AI is doing in every industry, but it should be specific to the domain in order to solve issues that related to solve the bigger issues.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Chaitanya, great job, first of all. It's a very comprehensive product that you have built. And I can definitely, relate with you when you were talking about all of that compliancy and regulatory pains that people or the big corporation goes through when it comes to building something new. It's amazing. It's pretty cool. I just have a random question, and that's all around the data that we are feeding our. I'm not expecting any technical answer from you, but just regarding, on the data side of things, what happens in those kind of scenarios? Yes, I really like the point when you said it does not hallucinate. But what happens if the data fed is wrong in the first place? Does it correlate back to some certain set of best practices or standards? Does it do any other research on its own, the tool, or just spits out the outcome based off of whatever we are feeding it?
Yeah. Initially, to build the prototype, I just been using the rule index, not because I was trying to build with an API, but yeah, it's costing me. So I just not been using the API. So when it comes to the question, as I'm trying to just focus on RAG, retrieval augmented generation, it only parsed through the information, whatever the documents we've been fed with. And as I'm just explaining the color coding and giving a percentage to the answer that it retrieves, for example, as you asked, like if it doesn't know anything, it should pop up and saying unverified, and it doesn't correlate, and it's less than certain percentage. And even though if it is everything is verified by AI. At the end, it need to be re-verified by regulatory consultant who is an expert. So as long as if the system doesn't know what existing in the system, it need to give an error and it need to be re-verified by a consultant. Then further it would take the next steps.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to come to, putting human in the loop at the end of the
Yeah.
day, even if we are in the world of AI right now, but that's good, very well thought.
Yeah.
And that's why, tools like these can definitely make the lives easier from a corporate regulatory, in that particular space.
That's true. Yeah, that's what I thought. And even, for example, if I'm further developing this product, my thought process was training the model with the question and answer and reiterating it on the question and answer and again, so that it would take the semantic search and based on that, it would give an as accurate as possible. But yeah, I'll see further how it goes. Yeah.
Very well
Thanks.
thought through. Thank you. Thank you, Chaitanya.
Thank you.
Cool. I'm just showing you my phone, so I don't have my camera, but I want to really enjoy your presentation. I especially appreciate the part where you did a little bit of research and asked actual people in the field who, kind of co-signed on the fact that they would use your product. Like, let's just pretend like I'm an investor and I know nothing about the pharmaceutical industry. Like, there was enough information and research to pique my interest and to motivate me into like having further conversations or exploring this further, and potentially lead to an investment with you. So I'll just give you kudos for that. Now, I do have a small background in pharmacy, not academic, not professional, just my entire family's pharmacists. My dad, my mom, my sister, my brother, they're all pharmacists, so I know quite a bit. Now, in terms of like direct feedback, one thing that you might consider is you might go to a firm that already does similar work.
Hello.
For example, legal. Sorry, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me or no?
Your voice was breaking in between. Sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Hello. Yes, better. Yeah. Could you repeat it? Yeah. Sorry about that.
Sure. I was just saying that there are several companies out there that are already doing legal and compliance consulting for, drug discovery and stuff like that. I think that if you were to refine this further a little bit, you might be able to create a job for yourself. That's if you don't want to start a company. So for example, you could go to like someone pretty high up and say, hey, like, here's how we can leverage software to make the legal compliance process 1,000 times cheaper using AI. These are that can put this together. So like it's just like a no-brainer for like the hiring company, right? One such company is called Thomson Reuters. A lot of AI and legal software at the moment specialize in any specific field, I don't think. I think they'd be very keen to the pharmaceutical industry just because there is so much money in that industry. So yeah, again, that's if you don't want to start your own company, get your own investors, but just putting that thought out there.
Oh, I really appreciate Ray. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really interested in that path, but I don't know the guidance because I never been in such pathway, right? So if any kind of guidance you can provide, I'm ready to explore that path and try to build my own or be a part of anyone who is interested in a similar kind of domain and industry. I really appreciate the feedback. Thank you so much.
I put my LinkedIn in the chat, but I'm sure Manor can send it to you afterwards as well, and we can
Thank
talk about it more.
Thank you so much. And one last thing, I would like to thank Upendra a lot, my instructor. He guided me throughout the process. He was so helpful. And my career coach, Emma and Manhor, was helpful throughout the process because I was pushing the things in the very last minute doing a job, but they were so helpful all over the process. And thank you for everyone being so supportive.
Thank you so much, Tanya, and thank you so much to all of our guest speakers for joining us today. With that, I'm just going to start off with some closing remarks for the pitch day. So thank you and congratulations to our graduates today. Congratulations on completing your product management bootcamp. It was not an easy journey, and I know how much hard work and effort all of you students put in your pitch deck and then also the presentations, working your day jobs, and then coming back home and doing all of this and finding times to meet with me, meeting with your career coach, Emma, and just taking classes at the same time. So we're all super proud of you and congratulations on finishing your program. Just my last little bit here. Thank you to all of our guest speakers for joining us today. The insights that you provided to our students are so invaluable as they start out their careers. For those of you that are here today but are not partners with us yet, we have several opportunities for you to partner with us. Anything from speaking at events like this to hiring our talent, mentorships, and anything else. Please send me any questions that you may have. My email is up here on the screen. With that, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and yeah, have a good one.